Hello, guys. Hello, and welcome back. Welcome back. If you are new, my name is Busishezi, and if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Welcome back, guys, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. Yeah. No, I know, guys. I know I'm late. But can you ever be too late to wish someone well? I don't think so. I don't think so. So whether it's Feb, if I'm seeing you for the first time, I'm gonna say Happy New Year. Even now March, even now April. I'm joking. But I mean, I haven't been here for over 2 months. So seeing you guys for the first time or being here for the first time, it is a Happy New Year. It's been a Happy New Year so far for me. I hope it's been for you guys as well. So yeah, guys, I'm back. I am back. I am back. I'm back. Well, guys, I'm back. And yeah, where should we start? Where should I start? To start from December or to start from Jan? But yeah, life has been so good. Life has been good so far on my part. Yeah, it's been good so far. So like you guys know, or if you've been on this channel before previously, you will know Gucci December I posted a video saying that I'm going to be taking a break until Feb. I didn't specify on the date or when I'm coming back, which date I'll be coming back. I thought it was going to be sooner than now. I thought Gucci was going to be like maybe the first week of Feb or second week of Feb. Which week are we on now of Feb? I'm not sure if it's the second week or what. But I thought Gucci was going to be much sooner. But you know, I was actually thinking about this today, and I realized, Gucci, everything works for what's the way? What's the saying? Everything works out in its own time. You understand? Everything works out in its own time. So I feel like there's a reason why I had to come back today, and I am so glad that I waited and only coming out today, you know, or only releasing a video today or recording today, because today is a Saturday and I'm shooting my first video for 2023. So yeah, man, where do I start? So the reasons that I said I was taking a break in December, number one, was just to spend time with family, and because I was working throughout to December, so I just felt that I was not going to have time to be shooting. And December is like our busiest period. Actually, December and Jan, it is our busiest period. Sorry, I have my coffee here, guys. So December, I just felt, Uguti, I need some time with family because I was working. So I would spend weekends like with the kids and my husband and you know. So that is why I did not participate, number one, in the Vlogmas, and also was not shooting any content in December because I just wanted to be present. And the reason I decided to come back in Feb, it was because I wanted to dedicate January just to reset myself, reset my spiritual life, reset my health life, reset me Nanje Ubusi as, you know, a whole. So I did that. I don't know, but guys, can you see? I'm coming back fresh and do you feel fresh, Sana? But yeah, man, it's been hectic. Is hectic the word? It's been hard. What I've learned is discipline pays off, right? But discipline, guys, is hard. It is hard. How do they say it? It's rough at the beginning, or messy at the beginning, and rough in the middle, but beautiful at the end. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way. Correct me if I'm not saying it the right way, but I'm sure you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So in Jan, so at church, right? Um, we do a fast, right? We do the Daniel fast every single year, and every single year I would do it. Guys, please don't mind the noise. Number one, it's raining outside. It's like pouring, and I've been postponing this video because it's been raining since I think Wednesday, and I thought I was gonna shoot on Wednesday, but it didn't happen. So it's raining outside right now, and there's people in the lounge watching a movie. I don't know if you guys can hear the noise, but please pardon that, and I hope my voice is projecting properly and you guys can hear me clearly. So yeah, at church we do eat Daniel fast every year, and every year I would do it, but I wouldn't do it properly. You understand? I wouldn't do it like for 21 days. I would maybe do like a week, or I would do it my way, like the way sometimes I would like what's this? Put in chicken salad in there. Sometimes I would sneak in bread and whatever, and then go back like, oh Lord, I'm sorry. Da 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 da. So before doing the fast, I knew we were going to do the fast like already in December. I just set my mind, Ekteni, this year I want to do it properly. I want to do it with intention, and I want to do it with understanding, you know. And you know, it's so amazing, Uguti, when you set your intention and when you're doing something with a good intention and the right intention, you know. And you seek for help from God. That's what I was doing, guys. I prayed before the fast. I said, Lord, this year I want to do the fast. I stated out my reasons why I want to do the fast. But I said, before my reasons, I want to do the fast with intention. I want to understand what is this fast about? And I want to do it properly. What do I mean, Mengiti? I want you to do it properly. I mean, Uguti, guys, please don't mind me if I keep on looking the side. I have my notes here because I'm a very forgetful person, and I've jotted things down because I want to get like these points across and not be all over and fumbling and whatever. So yeah, so I went to God and I said, I want to do the fast properly. I want to do the fast with intention, with a good intention, and I want to understand what is this fast about, and not just do because it's on 20, it's the norm, you know. We do a fast and so in doing that, right, I prayed and I said, help me understand what is this fast about and why are we doing it the way we're doing it? You understand? Why can we not eat pap or rice? So for those of you who are not sure of how the Daniel fast work, is when you are on a fast and you abstain from things that, well, Mina, I call them animal products so you abstain from meat produce products. So abstain from your meat, your fish, any type of meat or any form of meat, any product that is from animals, like your milk, your what you call anything, man, eggs, you know. You only eat fruit and veg. Only fruit and veg, you know. So I wanted to understand that part with you. Why? You understand? Why are we only? So I went on some search, you know. I did search, I Google scriptures. I'm very big, you know. I believe God speaks through us or to us through different forums of communication. That's what I believe. I know there's a friend of mine, yeah, now for sure God speaks to her through her dreams. She has like hectic dreams, but are dreams that are like so direct. I can't even explain, but her dreams just scare me. So she knows, I know, like Nkulunkulu speaks to her through her dreams. So I went on, right? I went on and like for sermons and like, you know, I came across the sermon. It's not January of 2022. And Pastor Stephanie Ike is talking about fasting. It was a 2-series sermon, and she's talking about fasting, and she is explaining it to the T. Like, guys, everything that I wanted to know about the Daniel fast was in there, and I discovered so many things that really helped me to do a fast with understanding. One of the things that really helped me was the number of days. The number of days, Uguti. She was saying, Uguti, there is nowhere in the Bible where it says you must fast for 21 days. And she was saying, we don't know why Daniel decided to fast for 3 weeks, you know, but that has been taken as like a standard format of Ilentuzan, of the Daniel fast, you know. And she just explained, Uguti, you just abstain from things that, because the example that she gave was, if you are someone who can control themselves I know when it comes to meat, guys, I love my meat. I love it. I love my meat, especially red meat. So if you are someone that can do away, that can just live without meat. I know my sister does not like, especially red meat. My sister can live on chicken and fish. Like, if she could do that her entire life, I'm sure she'd be the happiest person ever. So if you are that type of a person, you can't say, Gucci, oh, I'm fasting from meat, when you know, Gucci, you know what, this is not my actually, it's not my weakest point or my weakness. You understand? If I see meat, especially if it's bride, I can have that for the whole week. If you know which you are not that person, if you know which you are someone that can stay away from food with no issues, me, I can't. If you know which you are that person, then find other things. Social media, for instance. She said, find things that sometimes take away most of your time from spending your time with God and reading the word and praying, you know, and then fast those things. We know how much we love our social media. We always want to know what's going on, where, how, and whatever. So she was saying, if you are that person who spends hours and hours and hours on social media, cut that out, you know. Set your own time, Uguti. When do you want to? How long? Because Unkulunkulu is not counting, Uguti. Oh, when are you fasted for one week? When are you fasted for this long? You understand? It's the intention that matters. Because really, you could be fasting for 21 days, because the whole purpose of fasting is to spend time with God in prayer, in reading the word, in, for me, listening to sermons, you know, doing things that I don't usually do every day, like watching YouTube videos and binging on whatever, some series or whatever. But instead of doing that, spend time reading your Bible, discovering things about God and all of that. So that was my intention. My intention was to really find out who God is in my life, because I honestly believe, guys, salvation is a personal relationship that you have with God, as much as you have a relationship with, okay, that's a bad example because people, but it's something like that, you know, a personal relationship. So I said, I want to know, I want to get to know God, and I want to be closer to God and experience being in his presence, like fully, you know. So that was my intention. And you know, another thing that really helped me in searching and looking for like these answers, by searching, I also discovered Uthando Lwenkosi Mthembu. She is a South African born but now based in the US. She is a pastor and a lecturer in, I think, Washington University or something like that. But she was explaining the importance of having a fast in Jan. So how she explains it is, having a fast or doing a fast in Jan, you are like setting a tone for the rest of the year. You know, you are giving up this 1 month to focus on God, to focus on whatever your intentions are regarding your spirituality, regarding religion and whatever you want to call it, in January, that is like laying a foundation for the rest of the year, or setting a tone for the rest of the following months, or for the rest of the months throughout the year. I think if I remember correctly, she made an example of this verse that talks about blessing the first, or blessing a portion of your dough, and which makes the rest of the dough blessed, you know. I know, like, through my research, or through my reading about the fast, I read about people in the Bible would give up their first crop, like the first crop, the first I remember also coming across the verse Abel and Cain, the different offerings that they brought. You know, one brought the animal that was nice and fresh and fatty, and then omunye waletha like ama veggie aswabile, you know. And God obviously looked at this one with like, how not, and the other one with like, wow, this looks, you know. It's like with everything, man. Like when you give, you want to give the best. So giving the first crop, that is the best. Giving the first fruit, that is the best. Giving with January, because January, we know we're all setting what are they called? Resolution. We are starting fresh. We are doing, there's so much in Jan that people are doing. So that was like, for me, was like, you know, a bulb went on. Okay, so this is why we are doing it in Jan, and that made me so happy. So throughout the fast, I was fulfilled. I was so content. I was doing it with so much understanding and benyenza willingly, you know, because also during my time in Jan, I also wanted to learn about the first fruit and tithes. Why is it so important to we tithe, and why are we sort of like threatened? Because like I learned it's so important to do things with understanding, guys. It's so important to do things with understanding, because if before when I would tithe I would tithe because Nsaba, the curse. I would tithe because I don't want to feel guilty when whoever is preaching about offerings and tithes, and I feel guilty sitting in that corner. And a friend of mine referred me, because I was talking to this friend of mine about this whole thing, and she referred me to a sermon Creflo Dollar, which she just came across now in Jan. Like, you know, when you're doing things with intention, when you ask God, Lord, I need to understand this. Help me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God will definitely make a way. Like, what were the odds of una lady, this friend I'm referring to, una lady finds this sermon Creflo Dollar when I'm in the situation that I'm trying to find out these things, you know. And another thing that I just forgot to mention about the fasting the fasting in Jan. One Sunday during the fast, go to church. So when the fast started on Sunday, I was not present. Can't remember where we were. So I think Besengandla or something like that. Because during fast we had to go to Ngandla for a funeral. So on that Sunday when I go to church, and that week, during the week, that's when I was learning about the importance of fasting in Jan, the importance of fasting, doing the fast the right way. I go to church, and on that Sunday, the person that, one of the elders, deacon, that was receiving offering, explained, like, similar to what Utando Lungosi was talking about, the importance of fasting in Jan. She also made reference to the first fruit. And I was like, okay, like God is really talking to me, you know. I said, this is God just talking to me and giving me the answers that I asked, and the answers that I've been looking for. So yeah, man, you know, like talking about it just gets me so excited. So that was that. And then I went to the part of fasting and first fruit, you know. And I came across, una lady referred me to the Sermon Gakaflodola, and he was explaining the first fruit and tithe. And guys, I'm like, I've been living under so much fear and tithing for the wrong reasons, you know. So I am so glad, like I'm really glad for the month Gajen, because it has really taken time off and um focusing on sorting myself out, man, has really worked out for me, has really worked out for me. Now I do things with understanding, I do things right, and much better, you know. So he was explaining the tithe, ukuthi if you're going to tithe and you are tithing out of fear, you are tithing under incindezelo, you are tithing because like I said, you don't want to be squirming in the corner when they talk about um, offering and tithe, but just tithe because you are showing God how grateful you are for what He's doing in your life. And I sit back and I'm like, but what is 10%? 10% is nothing compared to what God does for me. You understand that? But at least now I do it with so much clarity. And I look forward to tithing every single month. You understand? Unlike before, when I would feel pressed to tithe, would, oh, I have to. But now I'm going to do it with so much intention, with so much understanding. And I just feel Uguti, I don't, because before I'll be like, but I can't. So it's better if I do a debit order. I don't want to do that this year. I want to withdraw the money and hold it in my hands and either pray for it or whatever before I send it off to Esondwini. And I know Uguti, our pastor prays over the tithes and everything like that, but I want to do it first because now I understand. So yeah, man, it's been like so amazing. It's been so amazing. As put to me talking about it now, I'm just like downplaying it, you know, everything that was happening in Jan, like in my prayers, what would happen in my prayers, it's things that have never happened before. You know, it has changed me so much. Uguti, I now really understand this relationship that I have with God, and it is also helping me to discover who Ubusi is. You know, it is helping me to discover who I am. And I don't think it is ever too late to discover who you are. And once you do that, nurture it and work on it. And what is helping me with is to you know, me growing up when I was like still very young, below 20s, in my early 20s, I was such a people's pleaser. And that stemmed from my parents' divorce. And you know, I've discovered, so like now it is so important to deal with your childhood traumas. And that's one thing that I have also, I'm starting to pay attention to, like my childhood traumas. I never dealt with them, you know. Growing up, I always believe I'm the strong person, like I'm strong, I can stand for whatever. But when I'm alone in my corner, that's where things start hitting me, and I'll be crying alone in my corner with no one to comfort me, no one to say, you know what, it's gonna be okay, you know. And it was it has been so much challenging. Like, do you know how difficult it is to pull yourself up? For me, it's been very difficult because I am, you know, I remember this one girl at work, Watigimi. I don't know how she saw this. Watigimi, when you have mastered masking your emotions, you have mastered masking your true emotions. You could be going through the most, but you will come with the biggest smile on your face the next day or whenever. You will show up with this smile and this bubbly self yako when you are masking what's really going on inside. You know, I said, and I was like, I don't know how she discovered that, but ever since she told me that, it's something that I was not aware of, but I guess it was subconsciously my coping mechanism, you know, because you know when you grow up with so my parents this was not part of the video. Anyway, my parents got divorced when I was 12, right? And seeing my mother go through the divorce and seeing her surviving the way she was surviving, and I discovered about 2-3 years ago when how old she was when she went through the divorce. So you know, when you grow up and you always thought Guti, our parents are like so old. Growing up, I always thought my mother was like so old. And when I asked her, Guti, how old were you when you got divorced? And she said she was 38. And I was like, oh my gosh, you were so young. You were so young. And now that made me sit back and say, but how did she do it at such a young age with 3 kids? It was me, it was my elder brother, my late elder brother, me and my younger sister. And at that time, my sister was like 1 when my mother went through the divorce. And the only time that I've seen my mother cry, sure, I know there was just one time when I saw her cry. And I've always thought, Guti, this woman is the strongest person that I know. And I always felt what I took after her. You know, I always felt what I took after her, with the strong personality and the strong character, you know. And there's this friend of mine, Gail, she always says, Guti, you know, you are one strong human being that I know. But truth be told, I am not. I am really not. I think maybe growing up under the circumstances that I grew up under, I've learned to shield myself, you know, to put in this protective gear. Like Utato said, Guti, I mastered shielding my emotions. Inside, I'll be dying, I'll be burning, but apparently I'll put up this I'm okay front, like I can handle it, you know. So yeah, man, how did I get here? How did I get here? So yeah, I think in discovering myself, I have discovered, Uguti, I need to deal with my childhood traumas. I need to seek some help in terms of like therapy and prayer. Prayer helps. Prayer really does help. But I also believe in therapy. I believe good because God gave us ingqondo, you know, to think and say when you are sick. Yes, we believe in the blood of Jesus and all, but still take your medication, you know. Pray, but still speak to a therapist, a counselor, whatever, a psychologist, whatever. So yeah, I've discovered I need to deal with my childhood traumas, and I really need to, because if I'm going through something, I always go back to what happened. And it's so surprising how much we hold on to things unaware, which we're holding on to things, you know, and things that are hurting us. So that is one thing that I've discovered. And I've also taken steps. Oh, this is where I was. Growing up, I was such a people's pleaser, guys. Like, I wanted to make sure that everyone around me is happy. Everyone around me is well taken care of by me. And that thing has carried on. I discovered, which, you know, man, I need to cut this people pleasing. And then I developed this, straightforward, no BS taker attitude. You know, I developed that because people pleasing was like in my early 20s. And then I think in my 30s, I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to be straight. I'm just going to be the straight person, the straight talker, I developed that. You understand? There's nothing wrong about being straightforward, but you need to be straightforward to to a certain, not to a certain degree, but there needs to be some sensitivity in you being straightforward. You can't just be like a sharpshooter when I don't care how people feel and all of that, you know. So I was like the complete opposite of people pleasing. And yeah, man, like it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster ride. And I realized, Uguti, you know, I need to start taking care of myself. I need to start looking out for me. I need to start looking out for me and really focus on the people that care for my well-being, and people that because I feel like, man, I always pour out, you know. I feel like I always pour out to people, and you can't really pour out from an empty cup, number one. And number two, pouring out on people who don't pour back to you. Not that when you're doing something, you do it with the intention, or at that moment you're like, I'm helping so and so because I know tomorrow she's gonna help me. You do it because from the bottom of your heart, because you're willing and you want to do it. You understand? But I think ibapona that thing, but you know, I mean, but if those people are not there for you in your time of need, it is really heartbreaking. It is really heartbreaking. So this year, guys, I told myself, Wuti, I am going to start taking care of Ubusi. I'm going to start taking care of me. And just because you know what? The sad part about me is that it is in my nature. I cannot be mean. Sorry. You know, even in my straight talking thingy, I still, if I feel Wuti, I offended someone, I will go back to that person and say, hey, da 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 da. If I need to apologize, I will go back and apologize. If I need to explain further, I will explain further. Do you understand? But I am a very, in nature, like a very, I take care of people. I'm a nurturer. I don't know if I may put it that way. I don't want to see people going through stuff. I don't like hectic stuff when I'm there and I can help. I'll always go out and help. I always like want to help, you know. I think part of my calling is people, you know. I think that is my calling. Oh, Guti, that is who I am. I love to help people. I love to see people walking away feeling good. You know what? I've contributed so much to this person, or I've contributed to this in helping this person. And doing that, I don't do it seeking some reward or something in return, because that is just me. But I think as a person, you need to sit back and say, okay, is me helping this person helping me in any way? How does it make me? How does it leave me? Do I leave from this person? Like, how do I feel? Am I feeling drained? Do I feel drained, or do I still feel good? You know what I've done? Because I mean, truth be told, some people are just there to take and take and take, but people don't want to give, you know. And in any form of relationship, it is a give and take. It is a give and take. So that is one thing that I really want to do this year. I really want to take care of myself. I really want to look out for me and put myself first. Not in a selfish way, not in a entitled situation, or from a self-entitled position, but I just want to put myself first, guys, this year. I really just want to focus on myself and growing my relationship with God, and putting everything that I do, or surround whatever I do around my spirituality, you know, because January made me realize, Uguti, how important that is. How important. I was listening to Umpumile Dwaba this morning, and she was talking about a similar thing. She was talking about ways to improve yourself, and she was saying, Uguti, everything we do revolves around our spirituality, obviously provided you are that person. And I was like, you know, that is exactly what I want to do this year. I just want to surround everything around my spirituality, consult with God first before I was before I do Ilentuzan, before I do whatever. And that um reminds me of one of my prayer points in Jan. One of my prayer points was YouTube. You know, I remember praying to God and saying, Lord, tell me if you still want me to continue with YouTube. Tell me if you still want me to go in the YouTube direction, you know. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I believe uNkulunkulu speaks to us through different channels. uNkulunkulu, I feel he can speak to you through a sermon, through a verse, through a person, through a song, a dream, anything that he wants to use, he will use it. And what are the odds of me deciding to put a video today? And a friend of mine checks up on me today about YouTube early in the morning. She sends me a WhatsApp and she's like, hey, I've been meaning to ask, how is your YouTube channel going? And I've been praying about this. Because I remember even first week of Feb, I was like, okay, Busi, Feb, fast is done. What is happening with YouTube? You know, and I was like so conflicted. I didn't know if I should continue, if what. But then I was like, let me just ask God. Let me just pray about it and ask God. And my friend Usia checks up on me today and she's like, hey, I just wanted to find out how is it going with YouTube. And I tell her, Usia, I was on a break, but being on my break, okay, so let me go back. So she checks up, right? And then she says, Gimme, you need to remember your initial, how did she put it now? You need to remember the initial reason or the main reason you started YouTube. What was your focus, or what is it that you wanted to focus on? Remember that. Go back and review the initial reason why I wanted to start YouTube. Because I remember before I started the YouTube channel, I spoke to her and I said, you know what, I want to start a YouTube channel, and because of 1 2 3 4 5. So I think that was one thing that I needed. You know, that was one thing that I needed. And for me, that was God answering my prayer. You know, that was God, because I was like, what are the odds? What are the odds? You know, what are the odds? Uguti, she messages me today and she tells me this thing, you know? So yeah, man, like, and that is why I said earlier on, what did I want to say now? Oh, and that is why I said earlier on, I think this time is just the perfect time for me to start. It was a perfect time for me to start, and I'm glad that I waited up until today to record my video, because I'm recording with so much clarity. And yeah, I'm just clear. I am like really clear of what I need to do and how to move forward. So talking to her today, it was like another light bulb that went on with, but you need to push through that. You know, you need to push through that. Jot down each and every single so part of my moving forward this year is that I want to write down whatever idea, whatever plan or thought that I have, you know, and also maybe writing down the events like of the day, like, you know, maybe events that stood out. Obviously, I'm not going to write about everything. I'm not going to write about, oh, today I went to the office and but concerning the channel, just write down things, because I am a very forgetful person. So that's what I'm planning to move. That's how I'm planning to move forward this year. And I'm also planning to go back to my original plan of talking about or focusing more on relationships and marriages, you know. And yeah, man, like, I'm just praying to God for ideas and creativity. And I really do believe Uguti, he will give that to me. He will give me that. He will give it to me. English. I believe Uguti, he will help me with that. Help me with that. So that is my plan moving forward. And yeah, I'm just hoping for the best, man. Like, I'm just hoping for the best. So, shoo. I have been talking. I have been talking like I even deviated, but I believe Wuti, there's a reason why I deviated, because me talking about my parents' divorce was not on my notes, was not part of this video, guys, but I believe everything works out for good. There's a reason why I had to talk about that. And yeah, I trust and believe. You know, one of the things that Usia spoke to me about was, do your your intentions, guys. Being intentional. I think maybe I think that's gonna be my word for 2023. Being intentional. Things that we spoke about, Nosia, was being intentional about each and every video that I put out there, you know, and not just posting for the sake of posting because hey, Ivigi, and so I have to post, you know, but posting with a purpose, posting with being deliberate, you know, being deliberate in my content, and being deliberate in what I put out there. I think intentional is going to be my word for 2023. Honestly, I think intentional is going to be my word for 2023, because that's what I took out, or that's what I walked away with in Jan Uguti. Doing things intentional, that's where you see the results, that's where you get the answers. And the intention must be clear, and the intention must be pure and good, you know, because I mean, what's the point of you doing something if the intentions are bad? The intentions are to harm, you know. So guys, let me close off this video here, because I'm not going to finish. My coffee is even cold. I am not going to finish, so let me just close it here. Guys, thank you. I'm saying it again. Thank you to everyone that has watched my videos, that has liked, that has commented. Thank you so much. I really do hope Uguti, I do hope Uguti this year, things are going to work out for every single one of us. We are all going to win this year. I remember in December last year how I was feeling more 2023. I was so excited, and I could not understand why I'm so excited with the year that has not even started. And I remember saying, if you want to start something in the new year, start now. There's no point of you waiting till next week or next year. Just start now, you know. And that's what Umbomi Lidwaba was talking about in her video. She was saying, Ugutim, what was she saying, Ghana? But she was talking about sticking to a routine, you know, plan your day, stick to a routine. If you want to change you want to be like, start being active, as soon as you done. Oh, by the way, for the first time this year, I did a vision board, but I did my vision board like completely different. I did it completely different because there's this lady that I bumped into, and she was talking about consulting God before you write down your vision board. Ask God, what is it that he wants for you this season, this year, da 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 da. So that was my approach for doing a vision board this year. So for the first time this year in my life, I did a vision board. So yeah, she was talking about that. But if you're gonna do a vision board and you say this year, or you're gonna say, I want to be active, I want to live an active life, start as soon as you're done with your vision board. Take a walk, you know, around the block, do something, play with the kids if you have kids, go up and down the stairs, do something that will, you know, leans towards that. Don't say, no, I'm gonna start next week, I'm gonna start whenever. So I hope this year is a good year. I pray this year is a good year for all of us. I pray this year God answers our prayers, you know, of many years. This friend of mine was talking about ancient doors that are being opened in 2023. I pray for that for every single one of you guys. May your wishes, your desires, God knows our wishes and our desires, he put them there in our hearts, may they come to fruition this year. So guys, see you in my next video. See you in my next video, and thank you so much if you have watched up until this far. If you've watched up until this far, guys, please drop down a heart, drop down a high five, something. And thank you guys So till next time, see ya. Bye. Mwah.